Let's stay right here in the state of Michigan again as we return to our Mid-American Conference Football Media Day. We're at Ford Field, home of the NFL's Detroit Lions and the Mid-American Conference Championship game here in downtown Detroit. Michael Regai alongside Dustin Fox, and we're pleased to welcome into the Mid-American Conference on the coaching side now the first-year head coach, a little bit up north in, of course, Mount Pleasant, as we say hi to head coach Matt Drinkle. Matt, good to see you. Great to have you with us, and welcome to the MAC.
Thank you guys so much for having me. This is incredible to be here.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. You're going to find that a lot of fun, although you know what the competition's going to be like for you and your football team, but that's why we all love the game so much. So let's start there. Give us a sense of, as you take over a football program that tradition-rich, has had a tremendous amount of success. What's your biggest selling point to your players? And by the same token, in terms of what you ask and demand of them to keep the program where you want it to be?
Sure. That's cut me off when you want me to stop talking.
No, you're good. You go.
So exactly right. There was so many of those pieces that were so appealing about Central Michigan when I first started looking at the job and they contacted me, and you're just, man, the thing that Central Michigan has maybe more than any other team in the league, respectfully, we have the best resource with the most amazing people. Our alumni base, it's a passionate fan base. We've got tons of NFL alumni and guys that are playing there now, and the city of Mount Pleasant is that perfect size where like the community and the school are a huge deal to each other, and everyone associated with it is just really, really ready for it to be back to what it was in their glory days, and we're going to do everything we can to try to do that. And I think one of the things transitionally that's been great was Coach McElvain and his staff did such a great job of recruiting and developing those guys that when they were having all those success in 21, 22, and now those guys are older, I think part of the reason we've had a really nice transition was that we've had such good internal leadership. Like, I can't stress to you guys enough how much I love our kids. They have been great and done everything and professional and studious, and it's going to be a tough outfit. I told our kids, I don't know if you guys are Game of Thrones people, but we're like Winterfell, basically. So we're the team up north, and we like the dark, and we like the cold, and we like the snow and the wind and the rain, and we're going to what we do and how we do is not going to be for everybody.
What was the first thing you did when you got the job?
Oh, man, meet with the kids right away. The first thing I did was the portal was open, so there was 16 players that were in the portal when I first got there. So I'm a big believer that I think this generation of student athletes is the most well-informed generation of student athletes that has ever existed, and they are starved for authenticity because everything's kind of like algorithm-based in their lives. So the first thing I did was I sat down and I was as brutally transparent about what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. And I told them, I said, before you guys, if you want to get in the portal, I'll help you, I'll support you, go anywhere you want. But before you go, look up any player on the Army football roster and get a hold of them and ask them how this is going to go. So I don't care if it's a freshman or a defensive kid or whoever, hit up anybody you want. Because to me, I think that's a representation of how you treat people, and that's the number one thing we want to do is give great customer service and serve our players and our community. And but that's the first thing we did, man, was really talk about habits and behaviors that we want and desire to get them going. So when you say to a kid, play hard, play low, how you define that is totally different than how they do it. So getting everybody on the same page and aligned.
Yeah. It's interesting, when you coach at a place like Army, you're coaching tremendous young men who do amazing things and will do amazing things, obviously. Is it more challenging now when you got to go into a place like Central Michigan and you've got to deal with real NIL and real portal stuff as opposed to, it's different at the academy?
Yeah, so the academy is really neat for a couple different reasons. So if you think about how West Point operates as an entity, it is the highest tier academics you can get in the world, the highest tier military you can get in the world, and unbelievable football with, in my opinion, the best, as good of a head coach, or maybe the best head coach there is, period.
Sure. Yeah.
So when you work there, you really get to see these three entities work independently and then together, and how special that really is. So I think when you can take away so many things from those experiences and then apply them to Central. So I do think there's a certain way that you I think winning is kind of like a baking recipe. Like it all matters. It's the ingredients, it's the cook time, it's the equipment you're on. So I think that the way you win at Central Michigan, it's going to be a lot different than a place like Rice or Florida Atlantic or something like that. So for us to really get into that and find our rhythm and our fit, whether that's recruiting fit and our style of play and our pace of play, getting everything aligned so we're playing the football that gives us the best chance to win all the time.
Yeah, young man you have here today, Jordan Kwiatkowski. I think that nice. I like
Hammer.
that.
I love this kid.
He's the type of young man to me that represents everything. I'll let you say it. I love watching him and what he's accomplished, but how does he represent everything you like the people that play for you to follow that kind of player?
Like I say this with all due like as respectfully to Jordan as I possibly can, because this is, in my opinion, the best compliment you can give one of your boys is that if he's on your team, you love him, and if he's not, you probably hate his guts. And I love that. He is a bulldog. He's mentally tough. He's physically tough. He crushes it in the weight room. He practices hard. He plays hard, but then when he's handles his business in the classroom. When he's off the field, he's a great ambassador. He's holding doors open for people and doing the right thing, and he's just a tough guy. I mean, like if I told our staff, like, hey, when push comes to shove in our personnel department, if someone in your family got kidnapped and you can bring this guy with us to go fight and get him back, like in Taken, you want Jordan Kwiatkowski on your side, I assure you. So he's
nice.
One of our kinds of guys.
Well, and not just him. I mean, you've got just in that linebacker group in between Brown and between Dakota, like you got some other really good dudes, talented guys that can go sideline to sideline and they eat running backs for a living.
Our linebacking core, our safety core, our tight ends, we really feel like we have not only some very top-end talent, but a lot of it. We're a very good depth in those spots. And that's, how we can build it. You look at it when Wisconsin has been very good, teams like North Dakota State and Iowa, that's where we can go get guys like linebackers, edge rushers, tight ends. That the state of Michigan is filled with those guys. So we're lucky that where we're at, we can kind of corner some of the market geographically in state. So killing it in state is so important for us.
Speaking of that, just quick aside, have you heard from one of the greatest Central Michigan linebackers ever, my former Ray Bentley?
Ray Bentley.
Ray was a wild man, but I mean legend. I mean, not All-American at Central Michigan and All-Pro
linebacker
with the Buffalo Bills. But to me, that's the kind of guy. I'm sure you'll be. I'm going to call him and tell him you got to call Coach Drinkle because hearing him. And let him tell you about like what it means to him to be a Central Michigan Chippewa. Matt, I'm telling you, got to hear it. Big time.
That's the other part with our humongous alumni base and our tie to the Chippewa tribe.
Yeah.
We represent a huge group of people that's very important, that's far bigger than just ourselves. So that's another thing you took away from Army. Every time we're putting on a uniform in Army, you're representing the most important people on planet Earth. Right. So it's taken away some of those things. So for us to represent the Chippewa people and the Central Michigan alum that came before us, enormous responsibility.
Tremendous point. You've got that down already. That's very obvious. Listen, we look forward to getting up to Mount Pleasant, to seeing you and your Chippewas during the course of this 2025 season. All the best, and we appreciate your time, Matt.
Thank you. We can't wait to have you. Thank you for having me, and fire up Chips.
There it is. No better said than that. As Coach Drinkle lets Chip Nation know you got to fire up Chips. Here's what they got in store. The 3 road games to start out. At San Jose State, at Pittsburgh, and trip into Ann Arbor to see the Michigan Wolverines and that crew. And then, it's the Mid-American Conference schedule that, of course, provides all the challenges that we're vastly aware of, to be sure. So, with that in mind, as we took a look at the 25 schedule and what's in store, let's say hello to this very, very debonair young man, well-dressed, one of the top linebackers in the MAC, Jordan Kwiatkowski. Good to see you, Jordan.
Thank you for having me. Excited to be here.
Of course. Yeah. I'm a little surprised, though, you don't have that the Chips maroon and gold on today, but,
You think this guy cares about fashion? He cares about tackling guys.
I know he does. Yeah, you're right.
Come on.
Yeah. And with that about tackling guys, defensively, what do you envision Jordan, for your football team this year. What type of defense under Coach Drinkle do you feel like you got a good chance to be in terms of aggressiveness, running to the football, and having guys, 11 guys is one that like to put a helmet and pads on people?
Yeah, I mean, first, we have a lot of returners, so that's a huge plus for us, guys that play with each other and used to the game on the field at the same time. So, very excited. We're ready to be a physical unit, running into the ball, like you said, and then, I'm just trying to get everyone to have the same mentality. Let's just go rip someone's head off the best we can.
Love it. I mean, that's nice.
Could you say it any better? I
No.
mean, goodness gracious. We both played defense many years ago. So we get a little bit excited when we get to talk to guys like you. So talk to us about the rest of that group, because your other teammates at linebacker are tremendous. The secondary, you bring back 3 out of 4 starters. I mean, Caleb Spann, I was a huge fan of him last year. I thought he was a tremendous safety. But new defense get installed, new defensive coordinator, so some changes there. What's it been like to this point, going into camp right now, in terms of learning a new defense and also bringing back a lot of guys from a season ago with experience?
Yeah, new defense is always something, but you can kind of see the similarities because everyone's going to run cover 4, cover 3. So just relating things the best you can to the old playbook in a way to kind of learn it better. And then, just really get in the playbook with everyone, watching film as a team, watching film with the DBs. I'm very excited to play with everyone. I can name the whole defense right now. I'm excited for Spann, Elijah Ricard, Levi Brown, Coda Cochran, Kate Costas, Mike Heldman. Like, anyone in that defense, no matter where they are, I'm excited to play with them.
You grew up not too far from right here. What would it be like to play the MAC championship game for you here at Ford Field in your hometown, basically?
It'd be a full circle moment, for sure. You grew up watching games played here. So, it'd be awesome, but in order to do that, we got to take it slowly. All hop on the same train first and, slowly nick at it.
Like that. Great approach, Jordan Kwiatkowski. We appreciate it, man. Have a terrific year, and we look forward to seeing you and your fellow Chips in this 25 season.
Thank you so much. Fire up.
Fire up, Jordan Kwiatkowski.